Now in the 2016 NFL season, we saw the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Tennessee Titans both go 9-7. This season was clearly seen as a progression for both NFL franchises, mainly due to their quarterback play. Since the 2015 NFL Draft, both Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota have not only lived up to expectations, but I think they've exceeded them. Jameis Winston has thrown for over 8,000 yards, has a 59.6 completion percentage, 50 touchdowns, 33 interceptions, and an 85.2 QBR. Meanwhile, Marcus Mariota is thrown for 6,244 yards, 61.6 completion percentage, 45 touchdowns, and 19 interceptions, along with a 93.8 QBR. Not to mention he missed a few games too. So as you can see, both franchises have what every NFL team needs to be successful: a really good quarterback. Welcome back, you guys. It's your boy CK. Now throughout this video, I'm gonna go through why I think both the Titans and the Buccaneers will be two of the biggest sleeper teams in the 2017 NFL season. Let's start off with the Tennessee Titans and look who they added and who they subtracted from their team. You have Corey Davis, Eric Decker, Sylvester Williams, Logan Ryan, Adoree Jackson, and Jonathan Cyprien. And some notable names they got rid of is Jason McCourty and Parrish Cox. While Tennessee's running game was the team's strongest unit last season, their passing game didn't lack a punch either. Led by second-year quarterback Marcus Mariota, the team finished 6th in yards per completion. And in the ground game, the Titans finished 3rd in run percentage, 4th in yards per carry. So as you can see, the additions of DeMarco Murray and draft pick Derrick Henry did wonders for the rushing game in 2016. Now the biggest change is obviously with their pass catchers. Two of their biggest contributors at wide receiver, Andre Johnson and Kendall Wright, are no longer with the team, but it's clear that they've upgraded. In the draft, the team acquired Corey Davis of Western Michigan, and they also signed Eric Decker. Now I think Decker is going to be a huge addition for the Titans. Honestly, one of the most underrated signings of the NFL offseason so far, in my opinion. Not to mention the returning Rashard Matthews, Tajay Sharp, and Harry Douglas. So they have a very solid wide receiver core. Not to mention at tight end who they have, Delanie Walker, 65 receptions and 12.3 yards per reception, returns as one of the league's best players at the tight end position. As for the defense, the Tennessee Titans boasted one of the best run defenses in the entire NFL, man. They ranked 3rd in run percentage, man. No one wanted to run against the Titans. They added Sylvester Williams to a solid defensive line of Jarrell Casey, Daquan Jones, Carl Klug, and Angelo Blackson. And then at linebacker, you have solid names like Brian Arakpo and Derek Morgan, not to mention Avery Williamson and Wesley Woodyard. But they don't have too much depth at the linebacker position, so that could be seen as a possible weakness. However, the secondary could be seen as a huge improvement by adding guys like Logan Ryan and Adoree Jackson from USC, and also Jonathan Cyprien, who they signed from division rival Jacksonville Jaguars. It's clear that they definitely improved on both sides of the football. As for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they also have what you need to be a very nice team in the NFL, and that's a very good quarterback. Now as for running back, Doug Martin returns as the starter, but he will be continuing his 4-game PED suspension. In the meantime, Jacquizz Rodgers will be the backup running back. But that brings me to the wide receiver position, man. They added one of my favorite players of all time, DeSean Jackson. We all know he's an amazing deep threat, and I think he's going to do wonders for this team. Although Mike Evans will keep drawing the most attention at the number 1 position, Jackson puts defenses a lot more in pick their poison mode. That allows Adam Humphries to slide into a more reasonable number 3 wideout position. So this helps the Bucs offense and Jameis Winston a lot because he doesn't have to try to force feed Mike Evans. Now he can work him into the offense. And with Djax being a deep threat, you can no longer stack the box, which opens up the run game and makes life a lot easier for Jameis Winston and the Buccaneers offense. But that's not all. The drafting of former Alabama tight end OJ Howard in the 1st round was a monstrous addition to both Martin and Winston. He'll dominate as a blocker, and he's eased in a little bit more as a wide receiver. He has the size and the athleticism to play well off Evans and Jackson downfield. And he's also going to be playing behind Cameron Brate. I mean, the Bucs just have so many pass catching options. Their offense should be top tier in my opinion. As for defense, they did spend a little bit on the defensive line. They brought in Chris Baker, former Redskins player, to complement Gerald McCoy as a 4-3 tackle. William Golson and Robert Ayers will be the defensive ends, very nice players. As a whole, the defensive line had 38 sacks last season, tied for 9th in the NFL, so they know how to get to the quarterback. But the addition of Baker is huge because he excels in stopping the run, so his impact should be felt against the run, where the Bucs were below average last season. At linebacker, they have Quan Alexander. As a full-time starter, he had 145 tackles, 3 sacks, 7 passes defended, an interception, and a forced fumble. Also from the weak side, we have Lavonte David, who is just as active in the rush and coverage with 5 sacks, 4 passes defended, an interception, and 4 forced fumbles. Rising young first rounder Vernon Hargreaves and age and height defying Brent Grimes return as the starting cornerbacks, trying to lift up a shaky coverage unit from 2016. The problem was safety play, so the Bucs decide to address it by letting Bradley McDougald go in free agency and also demoting Chris Conley while signing former Cowboy JJ Wilcox to a 2-year deal. So as you can see, I think both teams addressed what they needed to in the offseason. They made amazing signings, good quarterbacks on both teams, defenses improved. So I see both teams making the playoffs and winning at least one playoff game. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. What other teams in the NFL are going to be sleepers? Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you're new around here. I cover NFL, NBA, all types of sports, man. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. And as for me,
gotta run when I hear the bird call. Damn, hop in that thing and murk off, swerve off.